fact that they were putting their lives on the line, they continued to march. And this is something we can take inspiration from also. Now, one other thing I want to talk about. During my 9 months in Palestine, I was working as a journalist, writing regular reports for an online magazine from the UK called Control Alt Shift. But this magazine was funded by an organisation called Christian Aid. Now, while I was in Gaza, I saw an item in the news saying that Shimon Peres was in the German parliament telling German politicians to hunt down all remaining Nazi war criminals. Now, in the article I wrote, I simply wrote that if it was war criminals Mr. Peres was looking for, then the first one he could find would be to look in the mirror. Now, in response to this, a man in the UK, working for a very right-wing organisation, wrote an article about me in The Guardian, comment is free, saying I was anti-Semitic and a supporter of terrorism. Now, when I first heard this, I must say I was quite flattered by the publicity. And, you know, it's like a compliment to hear these things. But what angered me was the response of Christian Aid. Immediately, they went into the website of this magazine and deleted not only every article I had ever written, but every article mentioning the word Palestine. Now, I think this is quite disgusting behaviour. In response, a close friend of mine, who you're going to be hearing perform later, low-key, is going to be writing a letter to Christian Aid in support of my work and to argue against this censorship. So if you'd like to sign that letter afterwards, there'll be some paper outside and you can just write your name and email address, and that'd be excellent. But this is only part of what we're seeing as a wider campaign of suppression of pro-Palestinian voices. But in my opinion, it is now important how we respond to these efforts to silence our voices. We must not bow down, but instead increase our actions. But it's my opinion that not only is it important what we are doing, but how we are doing it. I feel like we need to adopt the Black Panther philosophy of each one, teach one, if we want to make this movement grow. You know, in Sheikh Jarrah, the neighborhood in Jerusalem where I was evicted with the Hanun family, they started having non-violent demonstrations like the ones in Belaim every Friday. And I went to the first ever one, and there were around 35 people. Now, they have 500 people marching every week. So this is how we can make a movement grow. You know, Malcolm X said, if you don't stand for anything, if you don't stand for something, then you will fall for anything. So I think it's time that we stood with the Palestinians, and we have a moral responsibility to do so. I want to leave you with a quote from the famous Palestinian writer, Edward Said. He said, "This is a moral mission for each of us to pursue by not forgetting, but by reminding each other and the world of the continued injustice against us. I simply cannot imagine that history will ever excuse us for failing in this task." Thank you very much. Thank you. Don't leave because Loki's performing now. It's going to be amazing.
مش كده كفايه؟ ها؟ هو فين ده مش الفلاير بتاع حاجه ثانيه. المشكله في صلاه المغرب.
Let's have another round of applause for Jody McIntyre. My name is Dina Schwen. I'm the president for Purdue Students for Justice in Palestine. First, I would like to thank Dr. Finkelstein and Jody for their excellent and informative presentations. There will be a question and answer session at the end of the program. Now I would like to introduce Zainab Schwen, my mother. She will be singing an excerpt from the poem Lover from Palestine by Mahmoud Darwish. The poem is in Arabic, so I will translate it in English now. Palestinian are my eyes. Palestinian is my name. Palestinian are my dreams and my sorrow. Palestinian is my scarf, my feet, and my body. Palestinian are my words and my silence. Palestinian is my voice. Palestinian is my birth and my death.
فلسطينية العينين والوجه فلسطينية الاسم